I'm gonna get mine. Go do the crime. If you can't do the time, don't tell me how you're off and down. When you're smiling in my face, but you play me like a clown and you fool, bitch. So just step back. I'm a mad dad when I come down straight. I thought you were my piece, but you play me out. Now I'm mad as hell, and I'm full of doubt. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. I'm back on the scene, it's time to get mean. I'm a lean revolution machine. For what people stay, they sway. For today is good as any day. Y'all feel slightly this, let's resist. Raise your fist and pump like this. Promises all the time. Don't cross the line, but you know it's mine. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll.
Fire, or first aid emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Most questions can be answered 24 hours a day by visiting our website.
What happened to my call? What happened? Are you shitting me? I just called him. Don't mess with me.
You have reached the borough of Brielle. If this is a police, fire, or first aid emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Most questions can be answered 24 hours a day by visiting our website at www.briellenj.gov. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time.
It keeps hanging up on me. Why? Are you serious? This is stupid. Oh,
You
Brielle.
have reached the borough of Brielle.
Oh.
If this is a police, fire, or first aid emergency, please hang up and dial 911.
Come on, Brielle, get your act together.
You have reached the borough of Brielle.
Oh.
If this is a police,
Oh.
fire, or first aid emergency,
Oh, you're killing me.
please hang up and dial 911. Most questions can be answered 24 hours a day by visiting our website at www.briellenj.gov. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time.
I'm trying.
For the police department, press 1.
Oh, my.
For the Department of Public Works, press 2.
No.
For the municipal court, press 3.
No.
For the construction department, press 4.
No.
For all other municipal departments, press 5.
They're going to close at 4:30, I think. They have, like, shore hours down in Brielle.
For the tax collector,
Oh, no.
accounts payable,
No.
or the registrar of vital statistics,
Nope.
press 1.
Nope.
For water and sewer collection,
Nope.
or raffle licensing,
Nope.
press 2.
Nope.
For administration,
Yes.
the clerk's
yes.
office,
Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. There we go. Come on.
Your call has been answered by a VIA IP office. Extension 5100 is not available. To leave a message, wait for the tone. When finished recording, press pound for more options. Record at the tone.
Yes, hello. My name is Edward Grimes. I will be at the next meeting on Monday night, and I will have my wheelchair. And I understand there is access to the room, but there is no access to the bathroom. So I'm requesting a handicapped porta potty to be somewhere around the premises so that me and other handicapped people in wheelchairs can use a bathroom. Is that possible? Can you please let me know if that's something that you guys can do for me? My number is 908-616-0682. This is Edward Grimes, and I would like a handicapped accessible porta potty for Monday night at the council meeting, so that I won't have to wear like a diaper or anything. That's kind of like, degrading to have to wear a diaper or something like that. I think all wheelchair accessible bathrooms should be the norm. So I don't know why you guys don't have a wheelchair accessible bathroom, but I definitely need one for Monday night because I'm going to be there for a few hours, so I'm going to definitely need a somewhere to relieve myself. I think that's a basic right of people. So can you please call me back and let me know if that's something that you can do, or if I need to find other arrangements to, or if you can point me to a tree out in the back. I don't know what you guys are going to do to accommodate somebody in a wheelchair that has to use a bathroom, but I'm trying to give you enough notice so that you can get a handicapped bathroom stall put outside somewhere. They're usually around $300, maybe $350. We've gotten them for the State House because our State House actually has no wheelchair access. The State House lawn, if you look at the State House lawn, there's
maximum length recorded. To re-record, press 1. To delete, press star D. If finished, press pound.
Yeah, no, I'm finished. Thank you very much. I wish you'd give me some notice so I would, I could have said goodbye, but that's fine. I'm going to hit the button now. I guess I'm not recording anymore. Are we still recording? I don't think we're still recording. I think we're still recording. I think we are, right? Wednesday? It sounds like we're still recording. So I'm going to just keep going. Yeah, I'm going to just keep going. So, we actually got a handicapped porta-john at the State House. It was about $300. And these are things, you don't think about unless you're in a wheelchair, unless you have a family member in a wheelchair, unless you know someone in a wheelchair. These are things you just don't even think about. But people in wheelchairs do. And the thing about people in wheelchairs is they really don't fight this fight because they have other things to do. They're just trying to live their lives. They're trying to get along and maybe have a good meal, maybe have a day without pain or with minimal pain, or maybe not. And
for help, press star H.
Oh.
To have system wait, press star W.
Okay.
If finished, please hang up. Or to disconnect IP office, press star X. Please make entry soon or be disconnected. To approve, press pound. To record from here, press 1. To play back, press 2, 3.
No, I'm just going to wait for you to disconnect me, I guess. Wouldn't that be the best course of action? I'll just wait this out, right? All right, so Brielle, if you're still recording me, I'm going to wear a diaper regardless. I'm going to wear a diaper. And I hope you can accommodate me so I don't have to use my diaper, and because people have to drive home with me. I have people driving home with me that day that really don't want to. Yeah, that's not good. So can you please put a porta-john out there for Monday night's meeting? And I also need permission to record on my telephone. I need video permission. Apparently the First Amendment doesn't apply, and I have to actually ask permission to record in Brielle. So I'm asking I'm officially asking permission to record your meeting right now also. Maybe I'll do that on a second call. I should do that on the other call. Yeah, that would be good. Okay. So I'm just going to wait for them to disconnect me. Hi, Wednesday. How are you?
Goodbye.
I love it. I love it.
In a comfortable.
Oh my! Hold on. I got stuff going on here. Shut that off. I'm glad you didn't hear that. Are you there? I don't hear you. You're not muted. Why don't I hear you? Uh-oh. I hope you don't have an issue here. Let's see. Maybe we have an issue. Diaper Grimes. Thanks, Wayne. That's real nice. Diaper Grimes. I'm pretty sure they make wheelchairs where you can poop. Yeah. How do you know you're going to take a crap at the next meeting? Okay. Wednesday, I don't hear you at all. I don't know. I hope it's not me. Shoot. I don't know if it's you or me. It might be you, because I got you up on the board here. Oh boy, this is not good. Diaper shaming. Yeah, nobody can hear you, and I don't think it's me because I can hear other stuff. I was just listening to the other thing. I think it's you, Wednesday. I think you're muted on your microphone's not plugged in all the way. Maybe. So I came here to the dispensary. We're here at Mad Hatter Dispensary. Let's try this. There we go.
And I'm here at Flower and Flame Dispensary.
Nice. We're not open yet, but we will be soon. I'm excited. Okay, Marina wants me to eat something that gives me really bad gas. Oh, yeah, I'm planning on farting at the podium. Absolutely, I plan on taking a nasty dump at the podium, and that includes farting and peeing and making grunting sounds.
Oh, no.
Because that's how I poop. That's how I roll. I poop very loudly. Like, I make sure no one's home when I poop because it's very embarrassing. I'm very loud.
Like Rupert in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
I have to, yeah. I don't know what that is, but I need to. Wait, that sounds familiar.
It was Steve Martin in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and he poops at the table.
Oh, wait a minute, yeah.
With the fork on the cork on the fork.
Yeah, so that's going to happen. Because Brielle doesn't care about the disabled. And they need to be put on blast. They have a police station that has no wheelchair access. How do you have a police station without wheelchair access? No plans to fix it. So, hey, hold on a second here. Did I just put the link up? Did I not put the link up here? Oh, boy. Hold on. Maybe I didn't put the link up. That could be a problem. I thought I did. Because they're asking me about Zoom. I said, no Zoom. No Zoom. How did you know where to go Wednesday?
It was in the group chat.
Oh, I did put it up. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it's there. Okay. It's up there. I got a few people invited today. Hey, there's Chris. What's up, dude? Dover just had a really great Dover Art Week. And I filmed some of the artists as they were making their stuff on the wall. Very cool, very cool. Dover's a great town. They have a lot of stuff going on. They have a lot of artists, and from what I understand, they sold a lot of art up in Rockaway. Hold on, I gotta shut the window. We're still getting settled in here at the studio.
Somebody needs to mute a mic.
Yeah, what's going on there, Chris? Chris, can you hear us? I'm not sure you can hear us. Oh, wow, you have echo. Hold on, I'm going to fix that too. I got a fix for that. Oh boy. There we go. That's better. All right, the echo's gone. So yeah, I was hoping for we had a couple of people that were going to call in today. Brielle, I don't know. What time does Brielle close? 4:30? Is that why they're not there? That's so lame. Let me see who else I can call. Maybe I can call the chief of police. Should I call the chief of police? Maybe I should call the chief of police. All right, I got to mute that. Whatever's going on there. I guess he can't hear us. Oh, no. TLZ, come on. Don't mess up. I'm going to call the police chief. I'm going to call everybody. Something with lots of onions and garlic. Chili cheese dogs Sunday before. Okay, chili cheese dogs. Now I'm starving. So the police chief doesn't take calls? Is that what's happening here? Hello? 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 Is this the chief? Hello, chief? Chief, can you hear me? Did you hear a beep? I didn't hear a beep. Hello? I don't know if we're calling the chief of police or not now. I'll call back. I don't know what just happened. Let me try it again. This is ridiculous. I'm trying to get through the town. I don't know why they're closed. Let's try it again.
Brielle Police Department, Officer Villa.
Oh, hi. I'm trying to find out about the council meeting on Monday. This is not an emergency. I'm not calling the emergency line. I'm trying to call the administration line. Do you guys handle
you know what? They may not be there. They usually close at 4:30.
4:30? Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I'll try them again tomorrow.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Do you know anything about the like if I need handicap assistance for the meeting, if they can provide that?
Unfortunately, I don't. When you call the police department, what you're actually getting is a sheriff's office. I'm in Freehold. We do like 30-something police departments, and I don't know what all their policies are.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much. Okay.
But if you call back tomorrow, I can put you inside, and then they can help you with that.
Okay. Yeah, I want to be inside.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Yep. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, put me inside. Put me inside because I want to use the bathroom that's inside. I don't want to use the tree outside. I want to use the bathroom inside. But if you go to Brielle, you can't get into the police station. And if you're in the council meeting, you can't go to the bathroom. There's steps from the council meeting into the bathroom. So this is why you have to wear a diaper if you're in a wheelchair and you go to the Brielle council meeting, because there's no bathroom. There's bathrooms for if you're able-bodied. If you have legs and you can walk, you're good. You can get in. But that's ableism. That's what ableism is, boys and girls. Ho! Welcome to New Jersey. We're also going to be protesting South Amboy. We have a giant rat that we're going to blow up, and we got a battery for this rat that runs this thing for 99 minutes. So we can do a 99-minute protest anywhere we want to in New Jersey, which will include Brielle, South Amboy, Trenton State House, Senator Scutari's office, and some people even want to bring the rat to his house, Senator Scutari's house. So DM me with Senator Scutari's address. If anyone has Senator Scutari's address, please DM me. And that'll be fun. That'll be fun going to the police station with that one first and asking them, where do we go? What do we do? No, we're not asking permission. We're just asking, where do we go? Where do we do this? You don't ask permission. You just say, where do we go? Where do we exercise our First Amendment right to protest your police station? It's going to be fun. We're going to walk in there and say, hi, we're here to protest. We need to know where we can protest. Well, what are you protesting? We're protesting this police station right here. Why are you protesting our police station? Because you got no wheelchair access. We had to set up our own ramp to get into your police station. Isn't that funny? Isn't that not funny? Oh, well, so I don't know what happened to. I thought. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't have started the meeting without everybody on here because I just wanted to make a phone call, and that's what we're dealing with here in New Jersey. It's a shame. So this week in Bayonne was fun. Or last week, we got 2 people written up because they didn't stop for me in the crosswalk. I've had a bottle thrown at me. People thank me. Crazy week in Bayonne. I think we're going to get that light sooner than later. It just seems like things are happening. I just saw Mayor Jimmy Davis with our favorite hot dog ladies on the corner there in that little building right there. They had their 2-year anniversary. So they've been there for 2 years, and I've been protesting almost as long as they've been there. So I've been out on Broadway over a year and a half. So it's a long time. It's a long time to be protesting for a light. Hold on a second here. Let me get my stuff together. Nope, that's not going to work. Oh, well. Okay, copy that. Copy that. And copy that. I don't know what happened. There we go. And then there's Jim Miller. Maybe I should have texted him. I text the group. I figure everyone on the group gets this, but they don't. Apparently, they don't get it. All right, so that's the deal with Bayonne. Monday night, I think I'm going to go to Brielle. If I can get permission to, they want permission to record. So I'm going to get permission to record as well. I'm going to get that in email or on a phone call. I may have to make a phone call tomorrow during the day. And yeah, Brielle has been a thorn in our side for many years. I watched Jeff Oakes and Brian struggle up the steps to go to the council meeting. They had no access to their council for many years. And if you got a ticket in Brielle, they would take your money in Manasquan. You couldn't exercise your First Amendment rights if you were in a wheelchair. But if you had a ticket, yes, you could go to Manasquan. So they knew that people in wheelchairs couldn't get to pay their parking tickets. So they had to move it to Manasquan. So they took your money in Manasquan, but not your First Amendment. Your First Amendment's not important to them. Unbelievable. Ryan, if you're hearing me, you can just join us if you want. I'll send you the link. I sent you the link. You sent me a video of your friend, and it's really, it's rough seeing other people going through. You sent me a video of your friend. No. It's rough seeing other people going through. No, not that one. Yeah, I'm having some issues here right now. Sorry. This is why I don't host the show, because I have other stuff I have to do besides hosting. I have to produce. I have to engineer. I have other things I got to do here, and I'm not prepared. I was hoping Brielle would keep me on the line for a while, and other people would join, but that's it for now. So we tried. We don't really have anything going on today. Bear couldn't make it. Big Bear was supposed to come down today. He couldn't make it, so I guess there's no board meeting. Unless you got questions for me or anything, I'm going to smoke a joint and get out of here. Yeah, I know. Wait, South River what? Wait, Paco, what? What do you mean? South River what? Police station? No. No, don't say that. I'm going to look it up right now. Hold on. South River Police Station. I've been there. I don't remember it not having access. Let's see. Let's see the picture of this place. You got pictures? Street view. Here we go. Street view. Street view. It looks like you can get in on the. Well, yeah. It looks like there's a side entrance there. You can get in. Yeah, Paco, I'm never here by myself. I always have somebody here with me because I always have stuff going on that I have to tend to. So I can't host and engineer and produce. I just can't. It's just too much going on. So there's going to be dead air, which I hate dead air. But this is why I like live podcasting. We're live. We go live. We go hard and we go live. So any mistakes, you're going to see them. You're going to see all the warts right here. We're not one of those podcasts that go out and they edit everything and make sure it's perfect before they put it out and put out a nice 18-minute podcast or 28-minute podcast. No, you're getting all of it without a net, without a safety net. We're going all out here. So, okay, the new one. Okay, so the old one didn't though. Paco, I'm going to come to South River with you. You have an intersection there where people are supposed to stop, two-way stop, but Cam Avenue, people cut through and they go like 40 or 50 miles an hour. I know the road very well. So we're going to bring El Rampador down there. I think we're going to get there this year. I'm going to get there this year at least once or twice. I'm going to get down there, go to the police station first, tell them what we're going to do, tell them why we're doing it because it's not safe. Children and puppies are afraid to cross the street because people are ignoring the stop for pedestrians law. And you need a stop for pedestrian sign out there. If people see the sign, it helps. Even though you don't need the sign to have your rights, the sign helps because people are just in their own little world. People are distracted. And if people don't see a sign, they don't think you have to stop. I've had so many people yell at me because they're like, oh, there's no sign there. There's no sign. Well, you don't have to have a sign there. If you look at the driving manual, you have to stop for people walking and people in wheelchairs. It specifically talks about people in wheelchairs. So I came here without papers, without wraps. I can't even go outside and smoke. I got a bowl. Yeah, live podcast is rough, man. Especially if you're having issues. Oh, forget about it. It's crazy. Yeah, but yeah, you're doing a great job, Paco. Go to the police station, go to the council, raise hell there. Tell them you want a sign. Start with a sign. And then tell them you need a traffic study. Where was that? There we go. Mikey says, call South River PD. Oh, yeah. No, they're good. I want to go to South Amboy. So our rat does work for 99 minutes. So the problem with the rat is it's too damn big. It's too wide. There's no way that I can put this on wheels and wheel it around town. It's going to take up the entire sidewalk. That's how big it is. It's super wide. So it'll have to be brought to wherever we're protesting and blown up there. So we should always ask where we set up. Like, where do we set up? We don't ask permission. We just ask, where do we set up? Where do we set up to exercise our First Amendment right to protest? And they'll give us a spot. They'll give us a spot there on the lawn. So we'll set the rat up on the lawn. For 99 minutes, we can sit there and smoke weed with the rat. with Senator Rattari. I'd like to do that before we go to Trenton on the 22nd. I'd like to test it out at a police station. Maybe not Brielle, but I would like to set up a ramp in Brielle. So, Mikey, if you're off any days next week, I'd like to take off. Maybe you could take off Monday and go to Brielle with me. And in the afternoon, we'll go to the police station, set up a ramp at the police station. We'll bring the rat. We'll bring the rat anyway and ask him, where do we set up a protest? Can we protest with our rat out here? And if they say, yeah, you can go at it right over here, maybe we'll protest Brielle on Monday with the rat. That'd be fun. I'll tell you, we're going to get a lot of traction from this rat because people want to come out and report on it. Reporters want to. And every reporter that knows me, they said, listen, when you do the rat thing, you let me know. I'm going to come out there. All right. So, it's a nuclear option. Like, you remember how Bungholio was a nuclear option when a town was so ignorant that they would ban medical cannabis, that our nuclear option was to go in there with Bungholio and sing a song. We would sing songs to them. Well, we're going to do the same thing. We had a nuclear option, which is a 10-foot rat. A 10-foot rat. Look out. Here we come. Good. Mikey, it's too big. It's too big. Mikey, it's 5 feet wide. It's 5 feet wide. I mean, yeah, sure, you could put it on wheels, but I'm not going to be able to pull it anywhere. It's just, you'll see. You'll see. When you see this thing, you're going to be like, it's just too big. It's got a 10-foot tail. It's got a 10-foot tail that's blown up too. It's ridiculous. This thing is ridiculously huge. I can't imagine having the 20-foot one. We got the smallest one, and it's huge. The 20-foot one, I can't imagine how people do that with the 20-footer. Yeah, I'm sure, but man, to pull it around, you'll see. It's big. It is just big, man. I'm game to try anything, but it takes up the entire sidewalk, so I think that's a problem. I think we're going to have to set it up in an area that's designated, like a lawn or someplace that's off the sidewalk where it's not blocking public egress. That's the only problem we'll have as a protester, is blocking public access. We can't do that. So we can set up on the lawn at the police station. I believe Brielle has a big lawn we could set up on also. We just have to ask them where would they want us. Where do we go? I didn't do an agenda this week. Sorry. I've been very busy. I came here without papers. I came here without wraps. I'm like, came here without coffee. All I got is water. I don't even have coffee. Hurtful. So today was the night out in Union City. And I was talking to Christo before, and I told him that they have no wheelchair access at the police station downtown. And I said, Mayor Stack put a sign on the front door one day. He says, yeah, go around the side of the building. Okay. So I did. I took my wheelchair around the side of the building, and I rang the bell, and I said, I'd like to come in. They said, you can't come in this way. It's a secure area. We have to secure it. You can't come in right away. We have to get a cop in here. They just had a dispatcher who wasn't an officer. So I had to wait there for 10 minutes while they called a cop to come in. The cop comes in, and he opens the door, and I go in the lobby, and I explain to him that, this is not access. This is crap. This is ableism. You have a police station where if somebody was being chased with a knife in a wheelchair, they would be dead on your front steps because they can't get into your police department. Or they'd be dead under your bell as they're ringing the bell to come in to your police station and you're waiting to answer. Like, this is not how you treat disabled people. This is not how you treat disabled vets. You wouldn't even have a police station if it wasn't for disabled vets fighting for your right to be ignorant. So yeah, That's Union City, where there's steps everywhere. Everywhere. Every business has steps. There's pharmacies. There's doctor's offices, dentist offices without wheelchair access in Union City. It's the worst. Police station. That's not wheelchair access. Putting a sign with your name on it saying, with an arrow, with your name saying Brian Stack. You put your name on the sign. Why don't you just fix the wheelchair access? Why don't you just take a hammer to those steps and put a ramp in there? Too much to ask? Oh, well, yeah, dolly. A dolly would work, but it's way more than a dolly. This thing is probably 6 foot circumference. It's literally 6 foot circumference with a 10-foot tail. A 10-foot tail. This thing is huge. And it's beautiful, but it's huge. Christo will soon be on the Board of Education in Edison. And I want him to wear his mask. So they're passing an ordinance in New York where you can't wear a mask at a protest. I don't like that at all. El Rampador can't wear a mask at a protest? What does that mean? And what is a mask? So you mean I can't face paint? Can I face paint? There we go. That's a workaround. Can I face paint? No. Is face painting now illegal? It's being done because the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, there's masks being worn and there's crimes being committed while masks are being worn. And they're trying to say, okay, now nobody can wear masks anymore during protests because of that. Any excuse to take away your rights. I mean, if you have a problem with somebody wearing a mask and they're committing a crime, well, then you arrest them and you take their mask off. You don't outlaw masks because, first of all, you can wear an N95 mask. You're allowed to wear an N95 mask. It's in New York City, New York City law, I believe. New York State. I believe New York State. They're trying to pass a law where you can't wear a mask. It's $1,000 fine and a year in jail if you wear a mask. Oh, there's our host. Hello, Mr. Miller.
I have problems with my sound, so as long as you keep talking, I can get this set up.
Well, I'll keep trying. But yeah, if you have a religious mask, you're allowed to do that. If you have a doctor's note, you can wear a mask. So I'm going to get a doctor's note because I don't want the sun's radiation going into my brain. So I'm going to have a mask with tinfoil, lined with tinfoil to keep the sun's rays out of my brain. So that's what I'm going to do. Yay, that's our government hard at work. Let's all go to Edison with anonymous masks. I'm telling you, I'm going to wear an N95. And when they don't have a problem with that, then I'm going to put on El Rampador mask and say, now what? What's the difference? What's the difference? Our country's crazy, man. Because this is what happens when you stop fighting for your rights. Our generation, I think our generation kind of failed, man. I think we did. I think the world is in a worse place than when I was born. I really do. For a lot of things. Not some things are better, but a lot of things are worse. And they keep violating Christo's right to wear a mask. They keep throwing him out of the building. They keep arresting him. But he has a right to wear a mask. He should go in there with his N95. Go in there with an N95 and write something on it. Write something on the mask. Greetings from the Great Green North, Dave Land. Hello, Dave Land. New Jersey Garden State of Mind in the house. Yes, sir. Sack Time merch, Rinko, Stack. What's up, everybody on Instagram? Do I see any chats on Facebook? I don't see a lot of chats. Oh, I got the Facebook ones and I get the YouTube, but I don't get Instagram. So I literally have to go over to Instagram to say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. We see you over there on Instagram. I just can't interact with you on chat. But we got Jim Miller in the house. Jim, I was working on the rat this week. We have a 99-minute protest with the battery. So if we go to a police station that doesn't allow us to use electric, we have a battery that will last for 99 minutes, which is more than enough time for pictures and a successful protest. I don't hear you. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me unmute you. Hold on. How about
that?
How about now? The El Rampador mask could be a new religion. No, I don't believe in religion.
I mean, is it on battery power that whole time?
Yes, 99 minutes on battery. It's actually 101 minutes, but we're going to stick to 99. I like that number.
Well, that works, right?
Dude, I'm excited.
Yeah. Then, we can watch them slowly deflate for half hour or whatever.
He deflates pretty quick.
He'll melt like the Wicked Witch.
Yeah, this is our nuclear option. We have exhausted every possible avenue with Senator Scutari.
Yeah, we want to re-exhaust a couple though, because that's over a period of time, and the lead up. I mean, just have a really concerted effort. Maybe one day where anybody that will call the office. So there's calls that get ignored. It would help if we had a constituent ignore his request, things like that, because it's like he didn't respond to protests at his office. So we've already done that, even though it's been a while. I'm assuming he didn't respond. You went all the way to the Meadowlands to a Bruce Springsteen concert to see him because you knew he'd be there. Okay, stretching the truth a little, don't we all? But anyway, he certainly didn't get back to you after that. You need to get back in touch with him, his office, and say he never got back in touch with me. We talked briefly at the Meadowlands at a Springsteen concert, and I'd like to know if he's ever going to get back to me or not.
Let's do it.
But you follow what I'm saying, because you kind of want that.
Let's do it.
On the back of a business card to do. If somebody says, well, why are you doing this? Yeah, but, mention you expected that he would return one of your calls by now.
Yeah, we talked at the concert. I'll just say vaguely, we talked at the concert.
Office of Senate President Nicholas Scutari
is not available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Scary Scutari.
Need to end recording.
Be nice. Be good.
Yes, hi. This is Edward Grimes. I'm calling about the senator's position on the home grow bill for patients. We'd like to put it up for a hearing. We are a 501c3 called Sativa Cross, and we would like the senator to at least hear the bill and the pros and cons. Can you tell us what other states have done that we didn't do that you're protecting us from? And how can we? No, I'm going to do the opposite of that. Actually, I want to use the whole 2 minutes because I have a lot to say. I actually have a lot to say because people are suffering. People need help. I need help. I cannot afford my medicine in New Jersey.
You're on a podcast live right now, by the way.
Oh yeah, we're on a podcast, and but that's don't pay attention to that. That's not important right now. What's important is the sick and dying people that are in wheelchairs that really need help, that can't get their medicine, they can't afford their medicine, and we want you to help us. We want you to be the godfather to the patients that you said you were going to be. That's what we need. We need the Godfather to come and do Godfather stuff to the patients because we are hurting. We are dying. 1 out of 10 of us die. 1 out of 10 of us are going to die. That's just a fact. That's the numbers that the CRC has been putting out for years that they stopped putting out. We'd like to know what the numbers are now, but we don't have those numbers anymore because they stopped putting those numbers out. We don't know why they stopped putting those numbers out. Maybe because they were terrible numbers. They're very depressing numbers and sad numbers. And maybe we don't want to hear those sad numbers, but I still like to know those numbers, no matter how sad they are, because, yeah, they are sad. And there's a lot of suffering out there. My friends have suffered and died. I watch my friends suffer and die. So, yeah, I watch my friends grow weed illegally in stress. Because they don't have the right to grow it legally. And if you have cancer and you're under stress, that's the worst thing you want to do to somebody with cancer is give them stress. And you got a lot of people in New Jersey that think you can grow weed, especially black and brown people. When I was protesting, I see a lot of black and brown people come up to me and say, why are you protesting? I'm like, because weed is not legal. It's not legal to grow. Man, I grow weed. I'm like, don't tell nobody you're growing weed. It's not legal. People don't know it's illegal. People think that when they voted for weed, they voted to grow weed. And it's just not the case. People don't know. So you're creating a whole new generation of Jim Crow. And you can call it Jim Grow because there's people that are going to jail for growing a plant for 5 years. If you go to New York, you can step over that line. You can step over that imaginary borderline and grow 20 plants, Jim? Is it 20 plants? I believe it's 20 plants. At least 10. You can grow cannabis in New York. But if that medical cannabis patient takes a step into New Jersey with that plant, going to jail for 5 years.
I think it's 9 plants per patient and up to 6 per house. 6 patients per, or 4 patients per, dwelling.
So why don't we want that in New Jersey? Like, is there a reason why we're trying to stop people from doing this in New Jersey? Is there a good reason for that? Maybe.
Well, there should be a verifiable reason right now because they obviously Qatar has been saving us from something going on in other states that he doesn't want to happen here. But only he seems to know that because we can't find what that reason is. So the real simple question, pointed, not all over the map, not 8 questions in one because he can ignore 7 then, is what are you saving us from that's going on in other states?
Yes.
What are you saving us from? Because the burden of proof should be on him, not us. We are the outlier state. He has made us that. We don't want to be the outlier state. So we shouldn't have to say why we don't want to be an outlier state. The definition of being a freaking outlier state should be well enough of a reason. I mean, everybody else has something we don't. Patience. And it's affecting their financial lives as well as their physical life. And their financial lives includes other people in their family generally. So it's including a lot more than just the patients. I mean, I'm sure he wouldn't like it if he couldn't provide this for his mother and we were keeping that from happening.
To mark your message as urgent, press 6. To mark your message as confidential, press 7. To repeat this menu, press the pound key.
Hold on, I gotta repeat that. Let me repeat that.
To send your message, press 3 or hang up.
Hold on.
To delete your current message and record a new one, press 1.
This is important.
To listen to your message, press
You could do better.
To mark your message as urgent, press 6.
6.
To mark your message as confidential, your message is now marked as urgent.
Urgent, and then what?
To send your message, press 3 or hang up.
3.
Your message has been sent.
Okay.
To repeat this menu, press the pound key.
Senator Scutari.
Yeah, you really need to call when somebody's there too. That doesn't count as an
This key is not valid. Please try again. To repeat this menu, press.
I think that's a real person messing with you right now. That's what I'd be doing. Hi, try that again. Wait, don't hang up. Give us more. That's somebody live goofing on you. They're probably recording it and all laughing there quietly. You know?
boy.
No, you need to. You know, it's just. Yeah, I left a message. That's why we're going to the rat. They didn't answer the message. That's like one and a part of things that has to be talking to somebody. And there's nothing wrong with telling them what you'd really rather not do. You know, I mean, seriously. Yeah, that's your negotiating power. Say, maybe here's what we're going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. You know, and then send a picture and let them know. Let them wait for it. I mean, that's just my opinion. I was going to say I'm the last one to be giving advice, but no, actually, I'm not the last one to be giving advice. I've done things before. Yeah. I just hesitate to give people advice on what they're doing. But hell, this concerns me too. It's totally your initiative, and I totally agree with it, the way it's unfolding it for this.
Rob, are you doing this?
I think we should also, if I write it up, you should start a petition. You know, I could write up one, and I could probably just do it myself and Sativa Cross, you know, make that who's doing the petition.
Yeah, we need a petition, that's for sure. We need quite a few.
It's to say we have one. So we have a petition signed by many, many, many people.
Many, many, many people. It's the greatest petition ever.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm getting at. You got it. You got my reference. It's a beautiful petition.
There's no petitions like this ever.
It's beautiful like a love letter. The greatest love letter ever written. It's in 3 languages: Russian, the Korean, and English. I'm just trying to think of other people he might like to see the love letter. Oh, China. Oh, that President Xi, he writes love letters. Yeah, I don't want to be depressed. A nice fresh cup of coffee. Can't find my bowl.
Brother,
So yeah, not much going on in New Jersey this week. It's pretty dead at the State House, except for the 22nd, August 22nd. You should come out to the State House.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be fun. The rat will be up for 4 or 5 hours because we'll have electric. We'll have signage for the rat. Mikey wants to put wheels on this thing, and it's really it's a wow. It's going to be a hell of a thing if you can get wheels on that thing. That's a tall order.
Well, it is depending on what the wheels are going to traverse. That's right. I said traverse.
I got good wheels, and we got a piece of plywood that can hold it, but it's just so big. The problem is it's so big it's not going to fit down some sidewalks. If there's a car in a driveway, or if there's a tree, it's going to be problems. It's too big.
Can we get like a stretcher and 2 people could carry it? You know, like a dead, you know.
That would make it about 12, 13 feet tall.
No, long. It'd be a stretcher. He'd be lying down.
Lay it down on a stretcher.
You know, with his arms like this, looking kind of rigor mortis.
Yeah. Why don't we try to think about a stretcher too? That's a good idea.
Because it won't be that heavy, and you know, you can maneuver that over everything.
Yeah. 2 people on a stretcher.
Yeah, wouldn't be hard.
Interesting.
Yeah, I could figure out how to make one.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right. I like this. What'd you say?
Could wear a hat with a couple of red crosses on it. You know, so when you're carrying a stretcher, Looked like an aid worker. A sick rat.
Okay, so here we go. Mikey says, I wouldn't pretend there are any more traditional attempts at this point. When is the Scutari protest is the question.
It's not no, bull. That's Mikey. It's not pretending. It's setting a reason for the people with short brain waves when they say, "Why are you doing this?" to be able to go, because he didn't respond to blah 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 blah. Then we blah. He didn't even respond to blah blah blah. So it's gone too far. Not like, we've already tried. You don't need to know. I disagree. I think it's nothing to lose. It doesn't cost any money. None of us are lazy. So I'll do it. I'll do it anyway. I'm not going to let up on that. I disagree.
Well, the first one is the 22nd, August 22nd for sure at the State House. But I'd like to go to Brielle and maybe South Amboy before that.
Oh, by the way, this is meant to be unsuccessful. The traditional attempts meant to be unsuccessful, especially recently preceding this. The people that we want to sway, the people that we want to embarrass, they care that it makes sense to others, and they don't want it to make sense to others. They don't want it to even be discussed. Redoing it all rediscusses it all with there's no effort. Hell, making a stretcher is more effort than starting a freaking petition. And petition gets people re-involved.
So we got two options. We have a dolly and a stretcher. We have a dolly and a stretcher. Yeah. So we have options. I like options.
Unless I'm forbidden to do what I do, I'm going to do it. I think we all know that.
I want to go to his house. Jim, I want to go to his house with the rat. Seriously.
I'm not going to attend that. No, I'm not. I'm looking from the view of everybody. It's if we push away any more people than we attract. I mean, fence sitters. The hurt party seems to get more notice than the angry party.
Yes, true.
I mean, I don't want to offend any of us, but I'm going to be real obvious about what I will and won't take part in because you didn't have me as a bobbing head doll. You brought me in because you didn't know which way I would be bobbing my head, and that's needed.
It is needed.
It is. I mean, I can be certainly outvoted by things that other people have to do, but unless it's going to do harm, like, oh, look, these people are so stupid, they keep trying shit that doesn't work. I mean, if that's really a concern that I could understand, I certainly wouldn't do something like that. But I'm also going to speak when I think somebody's. I love the over-the-top tactics for all sorts of things. But this long-running 3.5-year thing, we are the hurt party. We are the ones that got beaten down, And I don't know. It's meant to be unsuccessful. It's meant to not. You don't want him really saying, "Okay, I'll talk to you if you don't do that."
I don't think it embarrasses him at all. I think he's going to laugh when he sees the rat Tari. I think he'll laugh.
Yeah, probably.
He might laugh.
He might.
But it's pressure. It's still the pressure. We have to put pressure on him, and that's what I want to do is put pressure on him.
If other people are laughing about it, he'll laugh with them. If other people are laughing at him for putting himself in this position, yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, I see that as a probability, actually.
Well, that's why I would like other people to be angry at him and laugh at him having a rat up at the State House. As far as taking that house hostage for 2 hours, the only way I'll be part of it is if it's like low-key quiet, and just the fact that we're there, that will piss them off. But, if it's like, well, geez, they didn't even face the house. They were there for 2 hours. You knew they were coming. They told the police first. They told you first, blah, blah, blah. They listed everything that they've done recently that you've ignored. Could be a sign for that. Basically, why? Because he didn't, stuff like that. Nutshell, bullet points.
Yeah, we'll need good signage for the 22nd, that's for sure.
Well, let me know what you think you want them to say, and,
There's a lot to say. I mean, I told you last week, disability rights are human rights. That should be one of them.
Yeah, but I mean, the rat, if I got this right, would be looking like it's holding up a sign.
Yes.
And then we hold up counter signs to the rat. I mean, in other words, there are other signs contrary to what the rat's saying that maybe the rat's even answering, or it's the discussion between the rat and the other people with the signs, two opposite points of view. Because it's Rat-tari. We don't want to put words in his mouth. We're going to put them in his hands.
Yeah, put them in his hand. I got a wheelchair for signage. I can put signage on a wheelchair. We'll have other people in wheelchairs there with signage.
I hope so.
We're going to have a hell of a picture at the State House on the 22nd. Reporters want to be there. Reporters have reached out to me. They're like, when you do that rat, we want to come. We want to know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a surprise. Not a surprise at all. Of course, they'd want you to have a train wreck to be there too, though. It doesn't matter to them. But they definitely like one of a kind of things, and although it's known as the Union Rat.
Not anymore. Now it's Senator Rat-tari. He's going to have to live that name down.
Well, I did, I forget what I posted, but I looked up a definition of a rat, and yeah, one of the definitions exactly fits what we're saying. Actually, that was an AI generated definition. And he doesn't even have the I to his credit. You can't put Scutari intelligence up against artificial intelligence. It's not a match. Yeah. I by the way had forgot about that it was even Tuesday. So wasn't until I noticed that, oh look, board meeting's up. What do you mean? Up live? And so, whoops. Sorry about that. Better late than not, I guess.
Yeah, we started 4:20, and we just do about an hour, maybe two, depending on what's happening here. But we're looking to have more guests on the Tuesday show. So, because we're at the Mad Hatter Dispensary, and we want to definitely give them, a show here because we have this place. We have a great studio here, so we want to, put in as much time as we can, talk to as many people as we can, create as much awareness as we can. We'll have a lot of patients coming through here talking about what strains they like, and we want to have they want to do like a joke thing where they have 4 people sitting around telling jokes, and the first one that laughs, what is it? The first person that laughs has to take a hit. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, the first person who laughs has to take a hit off the joint of the bong.
That's not a penalty, though, is it?
It's a penalty.
Well, does it have to be a real laugh, or can somebody just want to get high? I laughed. I love the idea because it what they had at show make me laugh, and that was pretty funny. And I don't know.
Like, we could play it right now, real quick.
You want to play it now? Don't tell any jokes on. No.
Why not?
I heard your jokes. They're not appropriate.
How about?
Is that you? What is that? It smells good.
Okay, no, that one's definitely not a good idea. Yeah, but I think it'd be a funny idea.
No, you can't tell those jokes. No.
No.
Oh, I have James from Solar calling me. He wants to put solar panels on my house, and I thought it was a scam.
We'll take them on the house in Ledgewood.
I thought it was a scam, but it's such legit.
No, Jimmy has his whole house is powered by solar. Plus, you can see it from space.
How much does it cost though to do that?
He leases the panels.
Oh, he leases.
And he pays, I think, about $80 a month.
$80 a month.
And he has 3 kids. Every fucking light in the planet is on in his house. And he doesn't complain at all.
Okay.
And he sells back to the grid.
Can you hear that?
See that? But it doesn't work because they won't lease to commercial. Try and get an answer to that one would be a much better reason.
Mikey, the background is going to be changed. I need to take a picture from the other angle. I want to take a picture. Actually, this kind of looks cool like this, but I want to take a picture of the other side, so I'm looking at that building with the correct buildings behind it. So it'll be the courtyard building with the courtyard building behind it. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm just experimenting right now with different things. So yeah, that's pretty cool though. Oh, Steve, you went to the commissioners meeting. Nice. I have to go to the freeholders of Hudson County to talk about this light. Apparently the freeholder, well, they're not called freeholders, they're called commissioners now. And they hold all the money. So if you want a traffic light, the commissioners are who you have to speak to. I was going to fix my settings here because look at my hat. My hat's like crazy. So if I take the fade off a little bit, there we go. Take that fade off, it's better. There we go. How's that? That's a lot better. Yeah, so I'm going to switch this around the other side. I have to take more pictures. All right. Well, I don't know what happened to Sue today. I thought Sue was going to join us, but I guess she couldn't make it. Ryan, if you're listening, please join us on Thursday. We'd love to speak to you on Thursday. And Chris? And your brother sells solar. Yeah. The reason why I'm doing this solar thing, I thought it was a scam, and I was going to put them online on blast, and because they're asking all this personal information. And I'm thinking it is a scam. Because I'm not going to give him personal information. He wants my bill. He wants my bill and stuff. And I'm like a copy of my actual bill. Kind of weird, right?
He wouldn't trust you if you just told him what your bill was.
I know, right here. This is my numbers. I don't want to show you my bill.
You could redact everything else. That's, what does he need to know?
So that's pretty much it. That's all I got for tonight. Sure, YouTube channel. I always forget the name of it. Yeah, Steve went to. I don't. Steve, did you go to Union City? There are people going to Union City
On Thursday,
for a police night out.
when Rat Tar Day happens, it will be at the State House. When you inflate it there, you could use their power till they tell you not to, right? I mean,
Right. No, they can't tell us not to.
well, I don't know.
I think we're good.
If you read their permit, they still have all sorts of stuff you can't do, and they let you do all sorts of stuff that it says you can't do, like no stationary signs. You know, like you have to be holding signs. Nothing stuck in the ground for sure.
Tents. We're not supposed to have tents.
So they don't care about that.
Rat Tari, they might care. They might say, that's too much, guys. Too much.
I don't know. I've seen them have motorcycles up around the fountain at big rallies. You know, people allowed to bring their bikes up there when it's a bike rally, you know, bikers supporting something.
That's right. That's right.
Got to get that picture. At least once you get one, damage is done. Plus,
hey, Adam.
Yo.
Speaking of growing weed in New York, Adam can grow weed in New York, and I'm so jealous.
I can't hear you. I'm gonna leave and come back. Maybe that'll help.
Okay, I'm so jelly because just over the border, Adam lives in New York, and he can grow weed. He can grow all beautiful plants he wants. But in Jersey, not in Jersey.
Much better.
Yeah, so we can't grow weed in New Jersey, but right over that line, we can grow weed in New York.
Speak of the devil. How do I turn this shit around? Well,
yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
How many plants are you allowed, Adam?
What you see. You're allowed 3 mature and 3 immature. For recreational, for medical, it's 6 and 6. And then for medical, you're allowed to double up on the household. So you can have 12 in the house, 12 flowering. If you have, if you're not recreational, if you're not medical in New York, you're only allowed 3 flowering per household.
Boy, I'll tell you, I looked it up on a map, and of course with Google Earth, you can see everything close up, property lines and all that. And in one house in particular, the line between New York and New Jersey cuts right through the house. And then I looked up that house where bedrooms were, and you could have 1 bedroom where you're allowed to grow it and 1 where you're not.
Actually, I'll bet you the front door, as long as the front door's in New York, they can't come in.
Back door for you.
What are they going to do? Look, what are they going to go into the neighbor's backyard and look across the neighbor's backyard and then go in through your window so that they're not going into New York? So.
Well, obviously they do have a mailing address that some would say would determine it, but I like the idea of boundaries every now and then. I hate boundaries normally, but one clearly defined that would help one, grow in the garage or something. Well, that's good for people in New York. Was that a big fight to get done in New York? Do you know?
I don't. All right. So, unpopular opinion. I don't really believe that any of this stuff happens because of fighting. I think all this happens along. Now, I say this with acknowledging the irony of being on a board that does activism in this regard. However, I'm not sure that activists ever play a role except in getting medical, right? Medical's a different story. But for recreational, that's just about the lobbyists and the business. So, like, you know.
I think opening doors is important, but sometimes the people who can open the doors aren't the ones you want to march through.
New York had the loudest social equity campaign for that I've ever heard since I've been paying attention to legalization, and it was all bullshit. They changed the rules midway on those people, which were contradictory to begin with, and then, like, the social equity is like, so you've been, if we're getting a weed business, so if you've been wronged by the drug laws and you lived in a particular place, well, first of all, they didn't start out by restricting you to a location. It was if you had if you had a weed arrest in the past and then were able to, and then you also ran a successful business afterwards. So aside from the fact that if the whole point is that getting that weed arrest derailed your life and unfairly penalized you, then, man, this light is awful here, right? Then how are you, then if you had a successful business where you can show profit on taxes, which is how they gauged it, after getting the weed arrest, then clearly you should not qualify for a social equity license because you don't fucking need one. You've got a successful car business or whatever. You already live in a huge house and have lots of toy cars. You obviously were not hindered by getting that weed arrest. You know what I mean? Like, so that's a catch-22 to begin with. That was stupid. They're just like, well, you have to be able to run a business. But instead, they should have taken everyone's application money and said, if you have $1 in a dream, go nuts. Don't get too big. Otherwise, we'll charge you more money for a license. That's basically what they said. $1 in a dream. And then they changed it. They added those you had to live in a place that had the highest disproportion of person of color arrests for weed. Well, I mean, you know how many times I got arrested for weed when I was younger? Before 21? I didn't live in one of those areas. So that's stupid. So on one hand, you have to have lived in like the most ghetto of the areas in New York, outside of low-income cities, basically is where these things were. They were low-income areas. So you had to come from one of these areas, have a weed arrest, and also have had a successful business ownership. That's completely stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Those are not congruent with each other. And then on top of that, the guy in my area, Treehouse Cannabis, I'm sure he's a great person. That's a white guy who owns multiple businesses. He's known in the community. He's not some underprivileged. So he got caught selling weed 20 years ago. Again, so I think that this is a poster child, this business near me, for talking a good game and then giving it to a white guy with money. Like guys in his 50s, white, European heritage, so I just don't think that's not congruent with the marketing of social equity licensure. And then on top of that, New York State made it a lottery. So micro license, right? Micro license. So if I didn't qualify for a social equity license, I applied for a micro license. Well, tens of thousands of people applied. They said they picked at random 2 sets of 2,500 people, applicants, in order to review their applications, to review it with them, So what that meant was, so I got into the second queue. So that meant at some point, I'm getting an email and a phone call, and they're going to review my application. And, oh, you need this. Okay, I'll get this. Oh, you have this, that, review. supposed to contact you and work with you. Anyway, so none of that happened. And then they picked people out of order. So they gave you an order and then didn't follow that order. So they said they would, and then after they opened all this up, they kept reducing the amount of licenses they were going to give from no cap to thousands to 200. So, and on top of that, the former head of the Office of Cannabis Management for New York was on a radio program or something, and I'll never find the interview again. I've looked, but I remember watching it on one of the weed news sites on Instagram. And it was I think it was Tremaine Wright. But whatever, if I'm slandering, it doesn't matter. One of the guys who ran that thing, and he basically said social equity is get in before everyone else, get your market share, and then get bought out, and then walk away with your millions of dollars in a check, so that the big business who's coming in can have your brand and your market share. Either that, or you go out of business, because we're not keeping big money and big business and multi-state operators out of the industry, considering that they're the ones who make the tax money and the revenue for all the other states. So we're going to let them in. So you're just getting a little bit of a head start, so they can, if you do well, they'll buy you out. That's basically what he said. He said that's social equity. And I remember thinking, damn, that is a moment of probably unintentional authenticity and honesty about the way that they had internally structured how they were going to be giving out licenses and things. So they were probably picking the brands that they thought would occupy the. Again, I don't know how you know that from the application, but so there's this. It's just like every other state. It was a bunch of bullshit. So, that's my official study on what happened in New York. Like, I even participated in it, and they gave people licenses who were sequentially after me for review. I didn't even get a phone call or an email. I didn't even get an email saying, sorry, something wrong with your application, we're moving on to the next person. I just got nothing. So who knows? So like I said, bunch of bullshit. And so yeah, you can have your pity 3 plants. I don't know who in a populated area is able to grow that outside to the size that they need to get enough. So you got 3 immature plants where inside getting ready to cycle, except it's outdoors. So like even if you're following the law and you're only flowering 3 plants at a time, well, geez, you better be an absolute master grower, or you're going to grow 3 ounces. You know what I mean? 3 ounces is not going to last anyone very long.
Yeah, you got to know what you're doing, or have somebody that can help you.
It's illegal. There's New York State has passed laws saying that caregivers are not allowed, medical caregivers are not allowed to charge any money for their services. I guess there's a loophole that as long as you're not a medical caregiver, you can charge. But like they actually put that in the law that medical caregivers are not allowed to make any money caregiving for people, growing weed for them. They can make no money. It says specifically they're not allowed to be paid for their time or their expertise. They're only allowed to be compensated for expenses like the soil they have to buy.
Well, what if a home health aide might also know something about growing, and they'd be getting paid for their home health aid, and it's a healthcare issue? That's a tough dividing line. What I was wondering is, you said the 2,500 were picked randomly, but then once they're picked, there's a sequence that they decide on who they're going to start helping first. So basically,
I don't know. It was a bunch of bullshit.
Well, it's sort of rigged.
Oh yeah, of course, it was rigged from the beginning. I never believed. I entered into it in good faith, of course, but I never actually believed that like I was going to get a license. Like if they would actually had a fair system, then they couldn't rig it towards making money. That's the whole point. They're just rigging it so that they get the most predictable revenue, which is to squeeze out take the money from all the little guys, but then squeeze them out over time, and then reserve let the market operate just long enough that people that are trained to go to a store, and then get rid of all the little guys and let the big guys step in.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that's
what they want is for people to believe what you believe, and what I believe is that it's rigged, and their effort's going to be wasted. So they don't make that effort.
Well, I might sue.
Which sort of some people do, but that lets people off the hook. I mean, basically, my logic often is the reason I'm doing something is because somebody else doesn't want me to do it. I don't give a shit if it gives a result or means anything. If they don't want me to be somewhere, I'm going to be there. You know, just because they don't want it, and figure I don't have to know the reason why they don't want me there. But you know, I mean, I've done that because it's just basically showing up. I mean, if it doesn't cost money too much, you know. But yeah, but is there there's got to be a state somewhere where people don't say that about their own state. I would hope. You know, I mean, you know, no, my state, no, we do pretty good with social equity. Who was I think it was it Waxy Brown in Missouri that said that they actually were seeming to go by their agreement and their stated plan. You know, I got to know somewhere there's somebody that stands outside that, you know, to point to as a real model. But yeah, I hear everything you're saying, Adam, and that's just bizarre, but it is the way it is, you know. And it's not just New York; it's a lot of places. And follow the money and what's in it for me, and where's the slice of the pie that you got to give to get things done. And then screw them yourself later down the road if you can. But I do like, and people do show up and file a lawsuit, and then they got to contend with that. That's extra credit.
Well, I mean, I may file a lawsuit because if other people who were skipped over the way that I was skipped over file a lawsuit, then I'll file a lawsuit, and then they'll probably just give us all licenses. Because that's what happens. If they wrong you and you sue them, they just go, you're right, and give you a license. It happened, dude. It's like it became a running joke in New York about suing OCM. Like the multi-state operators sued before anyone even got licenses because they said that telling the multi-state operators that they had to wait for a license and that they weren't in the running for a license at the beginning. The multi-state operators from Michigan and other states sued, saying that violates the Commerce Clause of the Constitution. And then New York State says, all right, here's your license. But, you'll open up in a little while. But, yeah, here's your license. You know, like, so the whole thing is for sale. It's nonsense. It's, but, yeah.
Well, it's ironic considering the same Commerce Clause allowed all sorts of stuff to be banned. I thought California finally had it when they said, look, everything that they're doing with cannabis starts in California, stays in California, and ends in California, that it isn't crossing any state lines, so it doesn't affect interstate commerce. And you know how the ruling came down on that? I almost couldn't believe it. Is yes, it does affect interstate commerce.
Yeah, because of diversion.
Because it affects it because there isn't as much because you do that. And I thought, well, wow.
You can just say whatever you want, right? It's like it's all these laws, like doublespeak, are written in such a way that they can rule for it or against it depending how it suits them. So these guys sued because the Interstate Commerce Clause, the Commerce Clause says that interstate commerce is allowed, and they weren't trying to sell weed in and out of across state lines. They just wanted to own a business, and they said we're a foreign entity, and therefore you can't prevent us just because we're a foreign entity. That violates the Commerce Clause.
Well, they like the ambiguities and things like that, but
yeah,
because they can certainly exploit that. But sometimes it can work the other way around. I forgot what I was going to say. I got to make notes. listen too long, and the rest of it goes right out the other side of my head. Yes,
Is it
lost
on?
my spot on the debate team because of that.
There we go.
Oh yeah, it's people like in New Jersey's a referendum placed on the ballot. They deliberately were ambiguous with it so they could come back and say, well, obviously homegirl wasn't mentioned for adults, but everything else. And the devil is in the details that are worked out to promulgate the regulations themselves that are, stated. So even when you do have the ability to go to the ballot box and vote on something and have it become law, you really don't know how it's going to turn out because of everything else we just talked about.
Yeah, because the state's the bad guys.
Yeah. They're the bad guys.
And if I can find out which side is right and left on this thing, I can put it on. There we go.
Oh, well, it's all very disheartening.
Hello.
Hi, Stu.
Hello. I'm cooking for my dog right now.
Wow, your dog is
I've
lucky.
got. Oh, is this the mic? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I cook
Good.
her ground turkey and then I mix it in the food, in the dry food.
I'm realizing that I have moisture in my camera lens.
Where's the rat? He should be a member of this board. Ratari. Did you see him, Jim? Did you
What's
meet
that?
Ratari yet?
I'm sorry, did what?
Did you meet Ratari yet?
No, not personally. We only know each other by picture.
I thought
But
it was Ratari.
we got the report that Ratari will stay with what Lefty has in that inflated position for how long? 90 minutes? 99 minutes?
99 minutes. That's exciting. You could have bought a couple wheelchair ramps with that money.
Yeah, well, it might not even be that long, but
Yeah, I know.
I don't think Ratari just falls to the ground
I did show my friends in California, the nurses out there. I introduced them to the rat. I said, meet Ratari.
It could actually ask Senator Scutari's office that, seeing as the phone is answered, this is the office of Senator Scutari. So if his name gets pronounced Scutari, probably more than Scutari, you don't, but could give him the choice whether the rat's name would actually be Rattari or Ratari.
Ratari.
That's good. Call them and record that conversation. Hi, we'd like to know what
No,
your
I mean,
position.
give him a choice, because if they're calling him Rat Scutari, we want to be respectful. Yeah. And call it Ratari.
Yeah, we don't want to mispronounce his name.
So the proper way to pronounce Scutari's name is the way it's Scutari. It's not Scutari.
Yeah.
That's Southern Jersey kind of.
Well, that's how his office answers the phone. So.
Yeah, well, they're from down there.
I'd like to hear him introduce himself and hear what he calls himself. Oh, hi, I'm the Godfather of cannabis. I forgot.
Yeah, I know. My God, Godfather of cannabis.
Yeah.
What title?
I'm going to acquire those Spotlight New Jersey little tapes that they did, where you can see him speaking and saying that, because it really has the effect. It's like, oh, some people,
Yeah, Rocco, come over here. You can talk.
Yeah. About what?
I don't know.
That's my style. Yeah, you know what I heard, and let's just say what I want. Did you hear that rumor that George Norcross was behind No Homegirl? Yeah. I still think I can get that one fly a little bit. You know?
All right, so what's on the agenda for this meeting? Because, Lefty, you were supposed to be taking notes, right, last week? So what did we have to talk about?
Yes. Please tell.
I don't have an agenda this week, but we talked about it already. We talked about the rat, putting wheels on the rat, the 99 minutes of protest time for the rat, going to South Amboy, going to Brielle, and the State House on the 22nd.
And we also discussed that, you know, because the wheels is a really tall order. If anybody can do it, Mikey can. It depends on the terrain you want it to go over. So we did discuss having a stretcher, you know, like about a 12-foot long stretcher. I mean, if he's 10 feet, you need like a couple more feet on each end. You know, it just, you know, and maybe a red cross hanging on the side of it or something. And
you know what else would be cool? If we made posters, take a picture of the rat, right? We put it on a couple of posters. Have you seen Have you seen this rat?
Yeah.
And then we can put a little blurb underneath describing who he is and what he represents. And just put it like on all the, you know, I don't know.
Well, I think Lefty's got a definite chance of the media having some interest in an inflatable rat at the State House. Rat Tari.
Rat Tari. Like Batman.
Yeah. So
you'll get attention.
No, I'm just thinking that it's something like that, and it is, you know, at a session, they still want to report about things in Trenton or whatever.
Oh,
but
yeah, because it gives them something to do.
Yeah, and somewhere to go, and actually, it would be a little more consistent this time. Taking pictures and writing a short story yourself or oneself, and then sending it to news organizations or media outlets with explicit permission to use the picture and credit it to somebody. And the quotes are free. Help yourself. And it was more by arrangement, but
that would be okay.
At the Enquirer, I can't remember her name now. She was the one who did the marijuana.
Stormy Daniels?
No.
No.
But anyway, she I probably had about 3 or 4 times where she put up a picture and a quote because it was easily verifiable. I mean, she'd call me and get a quote as well and use the picture, and it took her like a minute. And at one time, she didn't even send somebody there, you know, after confirming, yes, I'll get you pictures and let you know what happened. Like that was ever a question. Now I did send these to NJ.com and somebody else.
I sent that picture all over the place of you and the rat.
Yeah.
Look at my third eye lit up. See?
Good picture.
What is it? Is it pouring down there? Because it's pouring here.
Oh yeah, it's pouring.
Yeah. It's nasty.
I'm gonna go see Joe. Okay. Don't lock me out. Nope. They're going to go see the owner, the person who owns this whole thing. His name is John.
What whole thing?
The 2 buildings. He's owned these buildings for 40 years. The adult toy shop, and this used to be a lingerie store. It's a huge complex. He's in hospice right now. He's not doing well. He's not doing well.
How old is he? We lost him.
Lefty left.
Lefty left.
Flavo Flav and Lefty left.
So listen, so Jim,
Yeah.
Well, I spent a really long time on the phone with Andrea on Monday. Okay. So she told me a couple of her, tales of woe. And then I talked to this guy, Sam. He works in a dispensary in Pennington. Do you know who I'm talking about? He's a young guy, a lot of hair. He's got a lot of hair, a lot of beard. Nice guy, really nice guy. He had gotten in touch with me. He said to me, "Is there anything?" He said, "There's a patient in here." He said, "And we're trying to help her out." He said, "But I'm not a medical person." He said, "Is there anything like Canna caretakers or anything like that?" Because he said he really would like to help her out. So I said, "You know what? That's like a really good idea. So let's talk about that." So he and I Zoomed earlier today, and I said, I liked what he said, even though he didn't even know what he was talking about. He just threw it out there. But, I told him, I said, "Look, listen, this is not something that we can do overnight, but I have a friend and she does a lot of the under the table caretaking. She's got a network, and her network is cannabis friendly, which is good. So I'll see her Thursday. So I'm going to have a little conversation about her. But the only thing is, I don't want to run a business myself. So you guys need to partner up with me. Okay? Yes?
Theoretically, that sounds good.
Theoretically. Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's all theoretically.
Well, you start out down that road. There's no risk in starting out.
Yeah.
As if it will.
Yeah, I don't think that we would be able to really pull it off legally until the legalization thing happens. When in 2 years. But by then, at least we would understand, what we were doing. I gave him my phone number. I said, anytime you have a patient that comes in and you don't know how to answer the question, just you have my number. Just call me, text me, whatever. I'll talk to them or I'll talk you through it. So he was happy about that piece. So I told him I'll get back to him, in a couple of weeks about the rest of it. So anyway, I told him to give this lady my number and let her talk to me. And my friend will be here on Thursday, so I want to see who she's got available. What are you doing? Killing flies?
Ashes.
Oh, I thought you were swatting flies. I just heard the smack.
That was my Trump impression.
Anyway, so yeah, Canna caretaker, right? Isn't that's I thought that's a pretty cool idea. Now, there is a number so that you guys know about this, and you might know about it already. It's Leaf 400 if you really need to get a nurse. Dial Leaf 400.
Oh.
Okay. So, but we could change that into whatever we want, and they could just call in on my phone. I'll answer questions. Don't like I ever get paid for anything anyway, so
Yeah, right. That's a club right there.
Yeah, but so we could do something like that, like Sativa Cross. Like think of a catchy Sativa Cross saying that could go with the number, and we could begin like that.
That's
and by tomorrow, I'll have another idea.
Worth exploring.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So no, well, it's always a no-lose situation to start exploring something.
Right.
Any idea, and the longer it goes without a brick wall anywhere, work around here, work around there.
Yeah.
The more interesting it becomes.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's Well, so we'll start like that way, and just have these ladies that do caretaking on the side.
Well, yeah, there is a need for, especially in
there's a need
hospice situations where you want a cannabis-friendly environment and somebody that can physically do that while also offering really good advice and help with the green part of it.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll put some more thoughts together.
There's people going without that right now, so just knowing that makes it easy to get started.
Mhm. Yeah.
Wish I didn't know that.
So we'll talk more about this.
Yeah, we will.
Thursday night, Marcy's going to be on. I got to make the thing for Sativa for the web your forum on Facebook.
Awesome.
Marcy Cooper she's a hospice nurse in Colorado, so we'll be able to get some good info out of her too, and she'll help us out with it.
Oh wow, that should be good.
Okay.
Wow.
You might even know Marcy, Jim.
Bad with names, but often somebody starts telling me about somebody, and
it was me, her, and Heather, and a couple other people. We hung out in Patients Out of Time, and then we moved, to the ACNA, and then we didn't like them either, and so we moved and did our own thing.
Well, it could be somebody that I haven't overlapped. But,
yeah. But
I almost hope not, because I'll tell you, nobody likes those Thursdays when I learn more than I impart on other people in a given meeting. Where I am more receiving the information than expounding on it for somebody else. I almost feel guilty about that because I get more than anybody out of stuff. Last week was great.
I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit. I got to take these guys for some food, and I'll put it back on. How long are you gonna stay on here?
Yeah, we're
done. I'm gonna get out of here.
He was on at 4:20.
Is that meeting adjourned?
No, I got dinner waiting.
Okay, all right. We're all going to go eat dinner then. Okay. All right. Love you guys.
All right. Good meeting.
Thursday.
Okay, Thursday.
See you Thursday, everybody.
Okay.
Everybody have a great
Love
week.
you. Bye-bye.
See you all Thursday. As soon as I can figure out how to get out of here.
Peace out, everybody.